So there's been some new information on what potentially could be the next chapter for DBD. Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. In today's video, we're going to be discussing some new rumored information that could potentially tell us what is going to be coming out in the brand new chapter. So with that being said, let's jump on into it. Keep in mind, this is all speculated, rumored, and leaked, so take it with a grain of salt as none of this could actually happen. If you have been keeping up with previous leaks and rumors, you know that we have spoken about in the past a night killer that is supposedly supposed to come into Dead by Daylight. With news of this, everyone kind of went in all different directions. I've seen a lot of Scooby-Doo theories, etc. But the most reasonable one was For Honor and Dead by Daylight having another collaboration, as it's not too far-fetched considering that For Honor had a Dead by Daylight themed event. I had a chance to play the For Honor event and it actually worked out pretty well. It was a fun game mode. I didn't know much about For Honor, but it was pretty cool. And I'm sure the people of For Honor and everybody that loves that game enjoyed the new event and the crossover with DBD. With that in mind though, it had me thinking, why hasn't DBD done the same for their game and their players? Why haven't we seen a For Honor event in Dead by Daylight or anything like that? The most we got in was a charm, if I wasn't mistaken. Well, it seems that the time may have come because new information suggests that the new chapter is going to be coming with a completely new map from a new realm, along with the chapter being inspired on the For Honor franchise. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be getting a For Honor collab and this is going to be a licensed chapter. However, it does suggest that things from this Ubisoft developed game might be coming into DBD. So if this is the case, what can we actually expect to come into the game? Considering that we've already seen something like this happen in the past, again with the event, I'd expect quite a lot, and that the devs would mutually agree to bring in a lot of things into the game. It wouldn't necessarily mean it could be a one-on-one, but we could see something similar to the Attack on Titan skins that were basically all our characters cosplaying, as well as some mixed in actual Attack on Titan cosmetics. If this is coming out for a chapter, maybe we could see one of the really cool characters from For Honor being the new killer, and then all of our survivors get cosmetics, as well as other killers getting cosmetics that are inspired by some of the characters in For Honor. We also know that a new realm is going to be coming out, and if we're following with this medieval fantasy setting, we probably will be seeing a kingdom or a castle of some sorts with a DBD twist, of course. Now, For Honor has tons of different things for Dead by Daylight to take inspiration from. There's currently 31 playable heroes in total, with 2 further additional characters from the Outlanders being confirmed in development for Year 6. This is broken down into different factions, being the Knight faction, the Viking faction, the Samurai faction, the Wulin faction, the Outlanders faction, all making for a big total of 31 playable characters. Now again, I'm not too familiar with For Honor or play the game all too much, so I'm not exactly too sure who's the most popular character or who DBD might take inspiration from, but by doing a little bit of research, I've come to see that the Warden, Orochi, and Peacekeeper are pretty popular among the community. Now when taking a look at all these people, they look like your standard knights, all with their own little twist. And this is why I think that the information that is presented to us also lets us know that this is going to be inspired and not necessarily a one-on-one. These characters look pretty standard. They could even pass as a survivor. They're not really all too horrific or fitting in that horror theme. Now, of course, we do have people like the Trickster, etc. that don't really fit the glove as well, but I think if DBD is going to do something like this, they might make their own cursed version of these skins and bring them into a different character into the game. In fact, they might even create a whole different unique power and just use similar appearances in order to bring life into the character. This wouldn't be too far-fetched either, considering Dead by Daylight has used tons of iconic horror characters and used their inspiration to create their own. Obviously, Trapper, Jason, etc, etc, etc. The list goes on. I'm sure you guys can see. So what exactly type of powers would they do? Well, in the scene of DBD, you need to have a lot. You can't just stick a knight in there that just runs around with a longsword and maybe has a standard dash, because that would be quite boring. So what exactly could they do? A long time ago, we actually made a fan-made chapter talking about what a night killer could look like in Dead by Daylight. Obviously, with the name of the channel being King and all, I am a little bit into the medieval stuff. In our fan-made chapter, we said that if there was a night killer in DBD, it would be cool if they had a longsword and a great shield. they could use this shield as a method of charging it up and kind of throw it like Captain America and bring it back to them. And if a survivor takes a hit when the shield is being tossed or even coming back, they'll be injured. This will go over pallets, vaults, etc. You'll be able to use this and even double swipe survivors if it comes back into the line of sight. You'd also be able to use your secondary ability, which would be similar to the Oni's Rage, and it will take time to charge up, and over time you'll be able to use it, but this is going to enrage you, allowing you just to go through everything. You'd be able to walk through pallets and break them super quickly, be able to just walk straight through vaults super fast, and just be in a very overpowered stance, kind of like Jason in a sense. And at that point, if you do end up hitting any survivor similar to Myers, you will instantly go down. This was a concept that we had, but we made this concept a very, very long time ago, and obviously that needs a ton of fine tweaking, but just some ideas and speculation on what potentially could come. But to wrap it back all up, if the information that we received is correct, it means that the next chapter will likely be inspired by For Honor. We'll probably see huge collaborations with all the cosmetics, and if this is the case, we might get a castle map, as well as a new realm that could feature more medieval type of things, and I would love to see that, because obviously I've been wanting a night chapter for such a long time. Again, all of this information is not confirmed, it is all speculation, but it is coming from sources that in the past have been right about things, so we'll have to see exactly what turns out. I have seen some of the responses on this, and people don't really seem too entertained with the idea. They think it might be a little bit boring, but at the end of the day, if they make this into an original character and they bring it in with some cool powers and still having that little bit of crossover, I think it could be pretty cool. It would be like a hybrid original / licensed chapter. But I would love to hear your opinions and what you think about all of this in the comments down below. If we do end up getting a For Honor chapter in DBD, how do you feel about it? Would you be happy? Would you be sad? Or if not, if we just get a Night Killer in DBD, how would you feel? And in the comments, if you are familiar with For Honor and you might have any speculation on what Dead by Daylight could bring, what licensed skins they could bring in for other characters, who you really expect to be the frontrunner for something from For Honor to come into DBD, please let me know in the comments down below. We might make a follow-up video depending on how well received this video is, or if we get any more information, and I would love to be a little bit more educated on the subject to give you guys the best information and the best speculation on what potentially could come into the game. I have seen tons of things on Twitter, but I don't want to quote anybody until I'm fully informed about everything, so please let me know by leaving a comment down below. I'd really appreciate that. As always, I'm the King. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe for some more Dead by Daylight content. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.
Gold on my neck, boy, gold on my rings. Crown got the tilt, I ain't worried about a 10 here. Flow so new, but I'm acting like I've been here. Yeah, see, this what I've been doing since the drop. Fire on the arrow when I tell them all to knock. Once I get it going, ain't no way I'm gonna stop.